with back-to-back rallies in regard to or in reaction to the death of George Floyd, the African-American man who was sadly and tragically suffocated to death by a Minneapolis police officer who held his knee on the back of George Floyd's neck rather, I should say, that led to his death. And there were rallies, and there was in Greenville on Monday, there was a demonstration and a march that started from Berry Lane Park, and the march was for about a mile and a half from Berry Lane Park to the Greenville precinct on 19 Bergen Avenue. And we have video of some of the speakers who were at that, who stood in front of the Greenville precinct to speak to the hundreds of people that gathered. And then the following day at the steps of City Hall, there were more speakers led by the Jersey City Anti-Violence Coalition Movement Executive Director Pamela Johnson, I should say. Sorry about that mispronunciation there. Pamela Johnson, who spoke to the crowd, calling for example, some specific steps that the Jersey City Police or that the city administration in Jersey City needs to take, such as the formation of a civilian complaint review board to address some of the policing issues in Jersey City. So we have some video of the speakers who were in front of City Hall on Tuesday. That rally occurred at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. We'll also get to, there's been some controversy coming out of Bayonne where Board of Education trustee Michael Alonso made some controversial remarks on Facebook in reaction to the George Floyd protest. So we'll be sure to discuss that. And just reported yesterday, a longtime political operative and in Hudson County, Tom Bertoli, a native of North Bergen, who now resides in Mattawa, New Jersey. Well, he was convicted on multiple counts by the IRS, charges that were announced by the U.S. Attorney's Office of Craig Carpenito, who said that he engaged in tax fraud as well as tax file evasion. So we'll be we'll be discussing those particular stories as well. As I said, we'll have some interesting footage. In fact, from the Greenville demonstration on Monday, we Facebook live streamed that event, and we captured many different images of the marchers holding up many different signs and leading many different chants during the rally. And as we said in the video that we edited together, that we put together, we'll be showing those, showing some of the speakers who spoke to the crowd that gathered in front of the Greenville precinct. So please stay tuned, please stay with us, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
Hello again, everyone. Thanks for participating in this recent installment of Hudson County View Live and Uncut. I'm Mark Bucinich. On Saturday, we were at Liberty State Park for an interesting meeting among all the different neighborhood leaders in Jersey City, representing all the different wards in Jersey City, came together to call for a violent crime truce. And they were and also invited into the mix were members of the Jersey City Police Department. And so the different leaders from the different wards, it was an effort, a meeting that was organized by Naquasha Hawkins, and whose father spoke at the meeting. And they were there to talk about the need to be a more positive influence among the youth in Jersey City to try to stop the senseless crime and particularly violent crime that's been happening in the different wards. And so we have some video of those speakers who addressed the different neighborhood leaders, including police officer John Boma, who made some interesting comments to those who had gathered. We want to go to that video right now.
Needs in our community and the things that need to get done. We talk about the warrior class needing to be the one to stand up for us. Sure. Most of us here are warriors. Most of us have that inner spirit, that inner fight, but we haven't had the opportunity to invest that energy where it needs to go. Now more than ever, because of COVID and everything going down, we see the economic disparity more than ever. And if anybody's gonna do anything for our community, it's gonna be us. So that means we gotta band together no matter what, because the higher vision, like we're saying, is our youth and our future. And if we don't come together now, they're not gonna have what they need come down the line, especially with violence and all of us disappearing because we're taking each other out. We have to unify our strength and our force and start coming up with plans, right?
This organization, Bless, just step up real quick, fellas. It's blacks in law enforcement servicing the community. And everything on this shirt, that's what it means. We stand by that. This is our community. Every last one of y'all here are not animals. Y'all not savages. Y'all not killers. Y'all not gangsters. Y'all kings, queens.
That's right.
People.
Make it plain.
And we want y'all to understand that. We understand that. Y'all people. I don't drive down the street and see y'all in the corner and be like, what they doing? No. I see kings. I see scholars. I see engineers. I see businessmen. I see kings, bro. We don't come from weak stock.
That's right.
We don't. We just not built like this. So every time a brother dies in the street and I gotta respond and I look at that body with no life in it, a little bit of me dies with that body, bro.
Why was it important for the police to be here with this meeting?
Because this takes a concerted effort. We can't do this alone. The community can't fix its problems alone without the help of the police. The police can't solve the problems without the help of the community. It has to be a concerted effort, and this was just a show of that. The only way this peace can happen is if we all work together. The only way this peace can sustain is if we all work together. So that's why it's important for law enforcement, first responders that were present to be in the mix, in the crowd, and give that sense of unity. Because that's what this was. This was a show and a feeling and an air of unity. Without that unity, the community is useless. I, per se, haven't heard anything about a protest or anything being organized as far as George Floyd is concerned. But what I will say is everything that happened to George Floyd should not have happened. That was wrong. That any law enforcement officer can tell you that was just wrong. And it shouldn't have happened. And it's unfortunate that it happened, but our goal here is to make sure that this doesn't happen here, but I believe it won't, because our police department and our community have a pretty solid relationship, and it's not perfect, but it's solid. And we understand each other pretty well, and we just want to make sure that this initiative ensures that there are no other George Floyds anywhere else.
So do you think the police officer that was arrested in George Floyd's murder, that was the right thing to do?
Absolutely, he should have been arrested. That was wrong. That was just plain wrong, all the way around.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey, a controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
Hello again, everyone. Mark Busich of Hudson County View. On Monday, after many protests have been happening around the country in response to the death of George Floyd while he was being apprehended by the Minneapolis police, countless marches and demonstrations and protest rallies throughout the country. Well, Jersey City had its first one. In fact, for all of Hudson County, the very first one started at Berry Lane Park and marched to the Greenville precinct in Greenville at 19 Bergen Avenue. Now, we live streamed to our Facebook page. We followed the protesters for about a half a mile. The march was about a mile, just a little bit over a mile. And we followed them from about Wilkinson Avenue and Martin Luther King Boulevard to the Greenville precinct on 19 Bergen Avenue. And when the crowd gathered, the protesters gathered in front of the Greenville precinct, it seemed like a very tense moment at one point because the Jersey City police obviously were dressed in riot gear, and there were even police officers stationed on top of the roof of the Greenville precinct. But there were a few different speakers that spoke to the many different people that gathered, raising their hands, chanting, "Hands up, don't shoot," and other different types of slogans and chants to remember George Floyd. And we captured some video from the event. Some of those speakers included Pamela Johnson of the Jersey City Anti-Violence Coalition movement, as well as the Black Men United Jersey City speaker, Evan Perkin. He also spoke. And we want to show you some of the video that we captured, introduced by Chief News Correspondent John Hines. Let's go to that videotape right now.
Hundreds of Jersey City residents, activists, and public officials alike met at Greenville this afternoon to host a peaceful protest down to the police precinct in light of George Floyd's murder.
No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! Don't shoot! Hands up! 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 Don't shoot!
We know what happened in Minneapolis. That's not an isolated incident, baby. It's a whole isolated incident. We are the Taylor. Say her name. We are the Taylor. Isolated incident. Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. Isolated incident. George Floyd. George Floyd. Isolated incident. 400 years. See that thing in the air. Power to the people. Power to the people. We have the power. 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 As we leave here, disperse peacefully. Engage with the people around you. Network. Build community. Spread love. Be safe. All power to the people. Power to the people. People. Power to the 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 people. I love it.
I'm John Hines with Hudson County View, the eye of the community.
Hello again, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed that video segment that we filmed, that Chief News Correspondent John Hines filmed on Monday's protest in front of the Greenville precinct at 19 Bergen Avenue. You saw that in Hector Guerra. He was one of the speakers. Who was running actually he's going to be challenging in congressional incumbent Albio Series this fall to challenge him in the congressional to represent Hudson County. And you also saw next to not too far in the distance was Public Safety Director James Shea, who also participated in the march, and other elected officials joined the march from Berry Lane Park to the Greenville precinct, including Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop, as well as Police Division Director Tawana Mooney. So, in our next segment, we'll be talking about the protest and rally that occurred on the steps of City Hall the day after, led by the Jersey City Anti-Violence Coalition movement. So, when we get back from commercial break, we'll be talking a little bit about that segment, about some of the speakers who spoke there, and show you that video as well. Please stay tuned.
Most women who give birth recover without problems, but any woman can have complications after the birth of a baby. Learn the post-birth warning signs such as fever, headache, chest pain, shortness of breath, increased bleeding, or thoughts of hurting yourself or someone else. Knowing these can save your life or the life of someone that you love. Trust your instincts. If you feel something is wrong, call and get evaluated by your healthcare provider. If your symptoms get worse or you do not hear back from your physician, call 911 or go to the nearest emergency room.
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Hello again, everyone. Mark Booth, Hudson County View. Thanks again for joining us. Now, in this particular segment, we want to get to the second day worth of protests in protest to the George Floyd at the hands of the Minneapolis police. The protest happened on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, which was led by the Jersey City Anti-Violence Coalition movement, whose executive director Pamela Johnson was the MC, and she introduced several speakers who spoke to the crowd about the injustice that was committed because of the death of George Floyd. But Pamela Johnson made sure that that she stressed and emphasized there were probably at least 1,000 people who had gathered in front of the steps of City Hall. It was quite a scene to see. In fact, we Facebook live streamed that particular rally, that particular demonstration to our Facebook page too. But she said that the coalition movement is looking, as well as city residents and activists are looking for, are wanting to see a list of demands met. So, for example, she said that the activists want to make sure that there's a formation of a civilian complaint review board to address what she believes is a lack of police oversight, not just around the country, in Jersey City as well. And she also said that she wants to see the release of the body cam footage from the police officers, especially the one police officer who was involved with the melee that broke out at 30 Bostwick Avenue back in early May, when there were multiple people involved with fights with the police. But there was one police officer who wielded his baton to fight back against some of the people, the members of the community who were wrestling with police on that at that event. So she wants to make sure that the body cam footage is released. So we have some video again from some of the speakers who were very passionate, including former Ward B Councilman Chris Gatson and Jersey City NAACP Executive Director Nathaniel Legay. So let's go to that video clip right now. Let's go there, and then we'll come back.
This is the second day in a row where Jersey City has seen a demonstration in reaction to the death of George Floyd at the hands of the police. Multiple speakers here today at the City Hall steps spoke about the need for specific steps to be taken here in Jersey City, such as the creation of a complaint civilian review board.
A civilian complaint review board. A city council ordinance outlining the creation of a CCRB must be made immediately. The work of creating a transparent process with the power to hold officers accountable is crucial if we as a community are deeply committed to building trust. The release of the body cam footage from the incident on Boswick Avenue on the south side on May 5th, along with updates and investigation updates on all incidents involving police aggression and police misconduct. Residents have been traumatized due to violence from police, and to heal, we need to address these matters. We cannot move forward without resolving the past. We need a commitment in the form of a procedural plan on how the community will meet with JCPD, department leaders, and officers on a regular basis. Steps have been made in the past, and we need to solidify a commitment to raise the bar on the quality of community policing in Jersey City.
These demands, every black person in this crowd is going to be responsible for emailing legislators, council people, the mayor, the director, the chief of police, and everything, because we're going to have what we deserve as it relates. And look. This is not an indictment. This is not whatever being bashful of police. Because when I tell you my history, my grandfather was one of the earlier black cops on the Jersey City police force. And the stories that he's told me about working in the South and having to deal with the discrimination even on the force. Even on the force. And so that's why sometimes it's so hard for conscious police officers to open up their mouths when they see people espousing racism, saying the slick comments, doing the things, false practice, abuse of force. Don't say anything and don't check their, because it's a difficult situation for officers to be.
Your immediate reaction to the rally today?
I thought it was super positive. A lot of really amazing points were made, and what I loved is that we didn't just talk about what's happening, we talked about what we want to see in the future. A dream without action, nothing happens.
What's your reaction, or what do you think of the idea? We heard from some of the speakers today about specific steps need to be taken, such as the creation of a complaint civilian review board. What about that?
I think that's amazing. Honestly, what a lot of people want is transparency and accountability. The whole organization of the police is to keep the people in check, but that's kind of gotten out of hand. So the people kind of need to step in and just make sure that everyone has the same access to knowledge.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the Telemed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are.
Quality care, no appointment necessary. The doctor is online when you download the Telemed app.
Don't you feel better already?
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Hello again, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this recent installment of Hudson County View Live and Uncut. The next story we want to get to concerns Bayonne Board of Education trustee Michael Alonzo, who posted seems to be a very controversial post. Controversial so much so that it led to the Bayonne Board of Education calling an emergency meeting on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., where it passed a resolution calling for Michael Alonzo to resign, because according to his, now these posts that he wrote on Facebook weren't on the Bayonne Board of Education Facebook page, but rather on his own personal Facebook page. But nonetheless, it stirred some passions within the city of Bayonne, the Peninsula City, that is, and members of the, and even it's leading to the calls of his resignation, including Vice President of the Bayonne Board of Education, Christopher Munoz. What Mr. Alfonso had written was For example, he said that in light of all the different protests and that have been going on around the country in response to the death of George Floyd, and obviously in some of these cities, some of these places around the country, there's been some rioting and looting, unfortunately. And so he made the comment as far as where will the rioting start? Will it be at the Bayonne Walmart or a ShopRite or a Quick Check? And so that was a particular post that that was the post he published. And again, the Bayonne Board of Education had its emergency meeting on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Now, obviously, this isn't the first time that Michael Alonso has gotten into has stirred the pot, so to speak. He was obviously 3 years ago. He was opposed to the construction of an Islamic center on the east side of Bayonne, and he was critical. He was opposed to that. He was opposed to that construction in light of some particular events that had been happening at that time, specifically the Orlando massacre shooting, which was committed by a 29-year-old security guard, former security guard, Omar Martin, who was of the Islamic faith, and Michael Alonso was quoted as saying that now is not the right time to build the Islamic Center in Bayonne. Now, the other story that we like to get to pertains to former political operative Thomas Bertoli, who was very much involved in the campaign of Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop, especially when he was running for his council seat back in 2005. Now, he was recently charged by the IRS and the U.S. Attorney's Office, Greg Carpenito, 4 different counts. Two counts of tax evasion, 1 count of corrupt interference with the administration of IRS laws, as well as 1 count of the failure to file a tax return. Essentially, according to the complaints, is that Mr. Bertoli's particular businesses that he was working in, he had clients in the construction industry, and through his one particular company, he had provided services, and the money that he earned from providing those services, he then used those monies to transfer from his company bank account to his own personal bank account, which, according to the charges, include paying for providing money to friends and family, to his wife, also using that money to provide for home improvements, and to even pay for a friend's hair salon. And so each of those counts carry, obviously, a significant penalty. The 2 counts of tax evasion carry a charge of, we need to just want to say quickly, carry a charge of $250,000 and 5 years of jail sentence. We're near the end of the show. We want to thank you, everyone who joined us on this recent installment. We'll see you next week.